All right, you guys, I want to go over my ancestry.com new update and the features of it and the differences from my previous ancestry results. Okay, a little bit backstory. Myself, I'm an African American. I grew up in Dallas, Texas. I have family in the South, Arkansas, Mississippi, Texas. And I also have a Cherokee ancestry through my grandmother, so I'm a quarter Cherokee. So my results are going to be a little bit different from most African Americans, being those insights right there. All right, but one thing I do notice on this new test, and as far as my results, my grandparents' results, and my girlfriend, her results, is every African American I noticed is usually has Cameroon, Congo, Southern Bantu, or Benin and Togo as their top African results. And the reason I'm thinking those are the top results now is because of that they combined two of them. Previously, Cameroon and Congo was its own by itself, and Southeastern Bantu was its own by itself. So they combined the two. Previously, I was like 14% Cameroon Congo and like 7% Southeastern Bantu. But for not no further ado, I'm gonna show you the results. All right. So what you'll notice here, Cameroon Congo is actually my top um, number one. My results is 32%. It's followed by my Native American. It's at North American is at 21%. It actually went up a percent, and I'm thinking it went up because with the new ancestry update, I no longer have the East Asian. The East Asian is now, I think, Native American, and so it's actually improvement on that. I also had no longer have Central Asian, so all my Asian ancestry that I had on my previous results are no longer there. Okay, so the next one is going to be followed by Benin and Togo at 18%. I know Benin is next to Cameroon and Nigeria as well. So it's in the west coast of Africa, and so it's a higher percentage than I previously had before. The next one is going to be Ivory Coast, Ghana. Ivory Coast, Ghana, I had was at 14% on the previous results, so it actually went down to 7%. Um, Now, also, Mali is going to be the next one. Mali is at 7%. I believe before I only had like 2%, so that actually increased on my results. All right, so the next result I have is Ireland and Scotland. My previous results, it was actually a little bit higher. It was at like 6 or 7%. Right now it's at 4%. I do have Irish known ancestry, um, going back to my fourth great grandfather. And then after that, the next result is England and Wales, northwestern Europe. This is actually a uh, um, new category for me. I didn't have this on my previous results, but I do have known English ancestry, but it didn't show my previous results, but it shows now. So, um, like I said before, I have some ancestors from Devonshire, England. All right, so the next result is going to be Senegal. So I'm Senegalese at 2%, which is a little bit, but any little bit adds up to my total. So it's neat to have that. All right, so the next one after that is Germanic Europe. This is a new category for me as well, but I do have German ancestry all the way dating back to my ninth great grandmother. She's from Germany. Let me see if I have an image of that real quick. All right, so this is my ninth great grandmother. Her name was Margaret Rutzel. I found this while researching one of my Cheryl lines, and shows she was born in 1675 in Maryland and died in Tennessee. But if I go further back to her father, Ellis Rutzel, born in Wafferborn, Germany. I don't know much about Waffenburn or Germany, but I know he's my 10th great grandfather. And that's crazy how Ancestry can pick up those minute details. Like I had that little bit of German from way back, 11 generations. That's crazy. But back to my results. All right, so my next category is Nigeria. Nigeria, this is the biggest surprise I noticed on my new results. I went from 20% down to 1%. So I don't know how accurate this is, but it's a big drop from my previous category or previous results. All right. And the next one I have is Eastern Africa. This is a new category on Ancestry. They didn't have this on the previous results before, so this is a new one they'd not had before. At 1%, so it's very little, but it's still there. And my next category is Sweden. I had 1%, so this is actually the same as I had before. I had a 1% Scandinavia, but now they found out that it was Sweden. All right. And I believe I have one more category. Let me find that. Spain. Yeah. So this is one that I didn't know I had any Spanish ancestry. So this was a little bit of a surprise. But I have 1% Spanish ancestry. All right. And here's another new feature on my ancestry results that I have as far as the communities. And I didn't have this on my previous video because this wasn't updated yet. South Carolina African Americans and Virginia Southern States African Americans. I did find out that I have an ancestor on my mother's maternal line. I believe it's my third or fourth great grandmother. She was actually born in South Carolina, moved to Arkansas. But before that, I didn't even know I had any South Carolina ancestors, but I do have known Virginia ancestors. And let's go back to the top, to the Cameroon Congo, and my thoughts on that. All right, so while having ancestry for the last couple of years, I had some unique encounters or some people messaging me on here, and one was actually a cousin of mine. He was a fifth to eighth cousin, but he was actually from Africa. And when I spoke to him and messaged him, he said he's originally from Zimbabwe, and he's a descendant of Shaka Zulu. And he explained to me that our ancestry is uh, is from the Zulus, and they moved from there to Zimbabwe. And so his results would be very similar to the Cameroon and Congo, and also the southeastern Bantu. So that wasn't that big of a surprise, but I think the percentage was the biggest surprise to me on there. And then the drop in the Nigerian. So all in all, I believe the update was more insightful. So some of the features was actually more accurate as far as like my Native American actually went up. The Asian disappeared. Um, my European, some of my known ancestry actually showed up on here. And as far as my African regions, I'm not totally sold on it yet as far as the percentages. But I know with the increased number of candidates and people that actually took the test, they said the test is supposed to be more accurate. So, well, all in all, I mean, it is what it is, but it's a good result, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching the video, and if you do have any questions, comments, or anything like that, go ahead and leave it in the comment section, and I'll be able to get back to you guys. And if you want to know any more as far as like on the results and what I think about it, go ahead and just leave a comment. Thanks. Have a great day.